Hey guys, so today we're going to learn about chapter 9. 9.1 is what we start off with. It's basically about inequalities. We talked about x, for example, y, oh, that's too thick. Y equals to x or 2x, okay? So basically we're changing the equal sign to an inequality. Y is smaller than 2x, so, or y is bigger than 2x, or y is smaller or equal to 2x. That means y has a possibility to equal to 2x and also smaller than 2x, okay? Or y bigger or equal to 2x, or y does not equal to 2x, okay? So like lots of these stuff we need to learn. It should be easy for you guys, okay? Especially 9.1. So first of all, boundary points. So boundary points, if I give it a definition, it will basically be the value that separates the numbers less than or greater than itself. Okay, so Rima earns overtime pay when she works more than 40 hours a week. So what does Rima earn? When does Rima earn overtime pay? Give 4 possible values. So more than 40 hours a week. If she works more than 40 hours a week, she will get the extra pay. So let's say some possibilities. What if she works 41 hours a week? Will she get the pay? Yes. Okay, so 50 hours or 100 hours a week, or is there even 100 hours a week? But anyway, so how about 40? Let's give another example. 45. Okay, so like that. So whenever she works these hours, and she will get overtime pay. So write the inequality using words. So Rima's working hour is more than 40 hours a week per week. Okay, so more than means bigger than. Show that in a graph. So basically, not a graph, but a number line. I'm gonna put it a little bit neater. Okay, so you're going to deal with number lines a lot, okay? So let's say that you don't have to start with 0 because this is only 41 number there. You don't have to actually, you just represent a section of the number line. What you can actually do is 40 here, 30 here, and 50 here, for example. And then how do you represent this? You want Rima's, to represent Rima's working hours as more than 40 hours a week. So 40 hours, does it include 40 hours? I don't think so, okay? More than 40 hours. So basically 40 is your boundary point. I'm going to put it here. Is your boundary point. And because it does not equal to 40 hours, does not include 40 hours, it's basically talking about more than 40 hours. So it's this way. That's how you represent the inequality, okay? So it's more than 40 hours, and the circle here is hollow. It's not solid, which means that it doesn't include 40 itself, okay? Using algebra, so basically x bigger than 40. That's it, okay? Next case scenario is what inequality shows the amount of time that does not allow Rima to earn. So, which means that she works less than 40 hours or less than or equal to, okay? So if, let's say that more than 40 hours and we have extra pay, then less than and equal to 40 hours will not let her get the extra pay. So words is basically this. Graph, if you represented 40, 30, 50, okay, it will basically be this case scenario now, less than or equal to. If it's equal to, then the circle on the boundary point has to be solid. That means it includes the 40, okay? Less than 40, this way. Algebra basically means x smaller or equal to 40, okay? So express inequalities. Show the inequality using words. So they are giving you a graph, okay? The graph, let's see what the boundary point is. So this is negative 10, this is negative 15, so negative 16, negative 17, negative 18, negative 19, okay? So here boundary point is negative 17. So words should, okay, check out this circle here. The solid the circle here is solid, so which means it includes the value negative 17. So x must be, this is bigger than, this is more than 17, okay, on the right side. So x will be bigger than and equal to negative 117. That's basically algebra explanation. If it's words, then I'm just gonna move it down here. If it's words, then it should be more than and equal to negative 17. Okay. Okay, so let's try out this one here. Use algebra to show the inequality here. So this one here, let's see how many spaces are there between 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 spaces. So basically each one of them is 0.1, okay? So that's 0.1, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. So the boundary point is 2.3, and the solid is, the circle is not solid, sorry. It's hollow. If it's hollow, then it does not include the boundary point, okay? So basically x is smaller than 2.3, not equal to because it's hollow. Okay, show the inequality on the graph. Negative 7 over 4. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is a negative number. You start from 0 and you go to a negative number. This 4 over 7 is in between. It's not 1 yet. It's not 7 over 7 yet. Okay, it's between 0 and negative 1. So, but how many spaces do you want to separate it to? So it's 4 parts over 7 parts. So you basically want to separate out into 7 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not like drawing it really equally, okay? But you get the idea. Basically, if you have a fraction, so for example, if they give you a fraction like 2 over 7, for example, you want to separate out the 1 between a 0 and a 1. You want to separate out to 7 spaces. You occupy 2 of them, okay? If you actually have, for example, 3 over 9, or 1 over 3, you want to separate them out into 3 spaces and you want to occupy 1 of them. Okay, so the denominator basically tells you how many parts there are. So 7 parts and 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your boundary point. Okay, that's your boundary point there. This is negative 4 over 7. So check it out, whether it's a solid or a hollow circle. Does it have the equal sign? Yes, so it's a solid circle and it's bigger than. So if it's bigger than, this way. Okay, show that on the graph. Easy peasy for us. Oopsie. Okay, so let's see, n and 35. So this is actually the opposite way. Like, so we always say, okay, x bigger than 1, x smaller or equal to 2, those kind of things. Okay, but x is always on the left side as we write it, but here n is on the opposite side. But it's really hard for us to look at this way. So if you want to swap everything, you have to make a mirror image of everything. So you have to change the sign as well if you want to move n to this side. So n bigger than 35. Okay, like, see how I swapped it? I swapped everything. Okay, so if that's the case, then 35 should be here. If this is 35, here maybe you want to do 30, here maybe you want to do 40, okay? So n bigger than 35 without the equal sign. So this is the boundary point, 35. Without the equal sign, it's hollow, bigger than, it should be this way, okay? Okay, working example 3, represent a combination of inequalities. So you can describe many real-life situations using 2 inequalities. Okay, so basically, before doing this question, I'm going to give you an example. Let's see, 9A and 9C students. It's either nobody is actually less than 14 years old and nobody's older than 16 years old. Maybe it's like a little bit older than you actually age in your actual age, but I'm just saying that for example. So we can say that the student age is X, and then everyone is above 14 years old. That means X is always bigger than 14 or equal to, some people are 14, and nobody is more than 16 years old. Let's just say like everyone is smaller than or equal to 16 years old. Okay, that's an inequality, basically giving a range between, if I represent it on the number line, this is 14, 15, 16. If I give it the number line, and then X basically is in between this range here. But how do you represent it? Do you see that I have the equal sign on both sides? That means the 2 boundary points are all solid boundary points. Okay, and then in between here, basically. Okay, so that's how you represent it, by a combination of inequalities. So look at this example here. Look at the newspaper article. Daily average water use from that much to that much per person. Okay, so a range is between this and this. So words is basically no less than that much and no more than 343 liters. Okay, the graph should be, in this case, I want 2 boundary points. Okay, and no less than, but can we drink that much? Yes, that means this number is included. Can we drink that much? No more than, right? But that's the maximum we can drink, so that's included too. So these are solid boundary points. Okay, so that's the range. So any amount of water in between is recommended. Okay, algebra. 327, that's the minimum. That's the maximum. We include the equal and x. Okay, that's it. That's 2.2 next. But 2.1, 9.1 is done, and the homework will be in the description box. Okay.